The next time you visit your local zoo, ask yourself this question: what if everything you are seeing is just a carefully crafted lie? What if beneath those innocent animal enclosures lies something far more sinister than you could ever imagine? Last month, a maintenance worker at the Brookfield Zoo made a discovery that would haunt him forever. While repairing a ventilation system, he accidentally broke through a false wall and found himself staring into an abyss that shouldn't exist. What he saw down there would challenge everything we think we know about modern zoos. Picture this: you are enjoying a peaceful day at the zoo with your family. The children are laughing at the playful monkeys. You are snapping photos of the majestic lions, and everything feels perfectly normal. But what if I told you that some of the world's most respected zoological institutions have been hiding laboratories beneath their grounds for decades? The maintenance worker, who we'll call David to protect his identity, descended into what appeared to be a sophisticated research facility. The sterile white corridors stretched endlessly in multiple directions, humming with the sound of industrial ventilation systems. But it was the sounds echoing from behind the sealed doors that made his blood run cold. These weren't the typical sounds of animals in distress. These were something else entirely. Guttural roars that seemed almost human, scratching sounds that suggested claws far larger than any natural animal possessed, and an eerie intelligence behind the vocalizations that made David's skin crawl. Through reinforced glass windows, he witnessed creatures that defied biological explanation. Animals that appeared to have been subjected to genetic modifications so extreme they could barely be recognized as their original species. Primates with enlarged skulls suggesting enhanced brain capacity, big cats with additional appendages that moved with disturbing coordination, and birds with wingspans that seemed physically impossible. The documentation David photographed before fleeing revealed research dating back to the 1970s. Project files with clinical names like Cognitive Enhancement Protocol and Adaptive Evolution Acceleration lined the walls of what appeared to be observation rooms. The implications were staggering. Respected zoological institutions potentially conducting experiments that push the boundaries of ethical science. But here is where the story takes an even darker turn. David's photographs, which he initially planned to release to the media, mysteriously vanished from his phone within hours of his discovery. His employment was terminated the following day for safety violations, and he was required to sign an extensive non-disclosure agreement. When contacted by independent investigators, zoo officials categorically denied the existence of any underground facilities. They claimed David's story was a fabrication stemming from a work-related injury that affected his mental state. Yet satellite imagery from the past decade shows unexplained construction activity and suspicious ventilation systems throughout the zoo's grounds. The question that haunts everyone who hears this story is simple: if these experiments don't exist, why the elaborate cover-up? Why the immediate termination and legal threats? And most disturbing of all, if this is happening at one facility, how many others might be conducting similar research? The truth is, we may never know the full extent of what is happening beneath our feet when we visit these seemingly innocent institutions. But the next time you hear an unusual sound coming from the animal exhibits, remember David's story and ask yourself what might really be lurking just out of sight.